everybody, it's GMFB. So let's reset this scenario here. Last week, bit of a back and forth between Jerry Jones and his wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. Now, Jerry Jones said there wasn't much of a sense of an urgency to get the contract done for CeeDee in the last couple of weeks. That was met with an LOL period from CeeDee Lamb. Then yesterday, the Cowboys were next door for their preseason game against the Rams. And before the game, Jones added context to the situation on the team's pregame show. Essentially, it was a long thought, but at the very end, he says, well, CeeDee, you're missed, okay? But you're not missed out here competing, and it doesn't put any pressure any place on us. It's not pressure out here today and in practice. Peter, your thoughts on this one? Because we talked about it on Friday. Now we need to fast forward it to Monday.
I watched the whole clip. So there's a long statement, and it was basically saying there's no urgency because Dak Prescott's not playing in preseason. A lot of the starters aren't playing in preseason, so there's no urgency. We know you guys worked out over the summer. We know you're in great shape. That's why there's no urgency to get you on the field. But by saying there's no urgency, you might even irk him even more. Remember, CeeDee came out and gave the LOL, and there was 155,000 likes on Twitter with him just saying LOL, and the clip was viewed 13 million times, and that was less than 24 hours after he said it. So I don't think this puts a Band-Aid on the situation. I think Jerry Jones trying to put water on the fire and saying, hey, don't worry about this. There's no urgency. Don't play CeeDee like that. You know what he's talking about. When you say there's no urgency, you're talking about the contract, not about getting him out there in practice in preseason. And I will say this. Zeke Elliott missed an entire training camp as he was negotiating for a contract, got there right before the start of the season, and wasn't in shape to play, was not the same guy that he was. It's because training camp actually matters. So if the Cowboys really do care about CeeDee Lamb and really do want to see him as the future of the franchise at wide receiver, sign him to a deal. Give him the money so you can get him on the field and in practice. I do think there's an urgency, but that's just me sitting from here, which I'm not a part of that Cowboys organization.
Yeah, well, I look at the contrast. Look at the weekend the Commanders had. Something fresh with a new coach and a new quarterback, and they're smiling at the sideline. And the Cowboys were just doing all this nonsense, and I say it every single year. I say it almost every single week. What is different about this Cowboys team? It's we're doing the CeeDee thing now. Last year, I remember it was Zach Martin. It was Zeke before that. I mean, I remember being in 8th grade. It was Emmitt Smith, the same stuff. I was reminded over the weekend, there was a huge weekend for Disney. And they have their big convention where they announce all their new stuff, and everyone's so excited. Yeah, D23. And it's like, here we go, guys. We're Disney. We're the biggest corporation ever, and we're the Imagineers and all that. And we're giving you Toy Story 5. And you're like, all right, well, I thought we were kind of set with the Toy Story stuff, but I'll give you my money. It's like the Cowboys are now giving us another Toy Story. And you're like, all right, what else are they giving us? Incredibles 3. All right, just sequels? Like you're giving us another Tron movie? No one cares about the last Tron movie. I feel a little bit like the Cowboys, like just regurgitating IP from the 90s. I'm watching the same franchise. Like, remember when you came up with the original Toy Story? That was awesome. Remember when you came up with an original winning football team that didn't have all this BS? That was awesome. The star wide receiver is literally laughing at the owner online, laughing at him out loud. And it's like the people doing like, do we need Zootopia 2? Why don't you come up with a new idea that was Zootopia? Do we need Cowboys contract holdout 55,000 and wild card lost season 27,000? We don't. It's just bleh. Here's an owl pellet sequel again. I'm gonna cough it up for you. That's all we're getting this season. What's it gonna be any different? It's just regurgitated stuff. I'm tired of it.